LDNRBS. We have another our first special guest of the night. What am I talking about? Yes. Everyone make some noise for JLUCIA. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's Sunday. Forever blessed. So, for those who don't know you, who are you? Tell us where you're from.
I'm JLUCIA. I'm from St Lucia and I'm from Southend on Sea, Essex, Dunno.
Okay, Essex is in the building.
Yeah.
So when you say you're from St Lucia, were you born there?
Born and raised. Literally, I came over here in 2009.
Really?
Yes, I'm fresh.
What made you decide to come to England?
My mum lived there. She went to university over here, so she just thought, you know what, might as well send my son up here as well.
Okay.
But my nan and granddad, they met in St Lucia, but my granddad was in politics kind of, innit?
Oh, cool.
So the government asked him to go back down when we were going through independence, the transition from being colonialized to anyways.
I rate the history still.
So my granddad found a buff thing in England and he thought, you know what, I'll move over to St Lucia, I'll marry her, have a few kids. And then I'm the grandkid.
And you're one of them.
100.
Nice, love it. So obviously it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So I actually came across you because I heard a certain song that you dropped quite recently, and I thought it was a bit of a banger.
Okay.
And I thought, who's this guy? So you have dropped the song and it is entitled Vibina. So if we were to go straight in with that.
Yeah, run that, man.
So obviously, where did that all come from? How did that start?
Alright, so basically, I like Ribena. Obviously, before they done that sugar tax thing where you used to drink it and it used to taste banging, then they done some next thing. But all of my friends would buy me 2 Ribenas whenever they see me in it. You know, the 2 for 1 thing. One just ain't enough. And then I thought one day, I was just freestyling and I came up with my baby, my bambino, body sweet like Ribena.
So what's the best flavour? Because I have this argument with my guys as well. You saying that you say that you like strawberry. I like the original flavour.
I just drink the original, but for my video I thought let me have the strawberry one because a few other men made songs called Ribena in it, which kind of got me annoyed in that. But I ain't gonna say nothing too much. I just thought to myself,
I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, go on.
Now we're gonna drop it. This is LDNRBS. Obviously, Belly Squad made a track called Ribena.
And Fly Beezy as well. But hear what? I'm not gonna lie. I wrote mine first.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Ribena was written in early 2017.
Okay.
It's just that I was going through a transition period where I went from JMC 758 to JLUCIA.
Okay.
So I didn't want to drop it without having a better platform than I did back then. So in that time, I'd even spoken to Ribena. They'd contacted me.
Really?
They called me.
You say you got co-signed by the brand?
They called me. We had a chat, whatnot, and within 2 months, Belly Squad announced theirs. I was like, oh my days.
Oh no.
Fly Beezy done his, and I was like, rah. And then I thought, I'm just gonna wait till them lots.
Thank God you didn't get discouraged.
And then mine came out straight after.
I rate it. You didn't even want to clash it. You didn't even want to think, let's just do it.
Nah. You know, I was even thinking of changing the name to Bambina, but I thought, there's no point in doing that. I might as well just keep to my plan and then see what happens. In it, for my first release as JLUCIA, I thought it done alright.
No, it's a banger. So let's take it back. So this is LDNRBS. Talk to us about your journey. How long have you been doing music, and what made you transition from, was it JM375?
JMC 758.
Oh,
So 758 is our area code in St Lucia, innit? So 758 represents St Lucia.
Okay.
JMC because that's my initials. But there was another rapper called JMC in it, so I changed it to JLUCIA, which sounds better and it resonates more deeply with me as an artist. But I've been writing poetry since I was 9.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
So I've been writing poetry my whole life. I've travelled, I've performed loads of places. But music's always been a huge part of me. So my uncle played with Bob Marley, he wrote for him. My mom's been singing in church from day. My nan teaches music, so
you just
I've always played instruments, but I never thought I could sing like that.
Was your uncle in a band or?
You know what it is? He used to smoke quite a lot, and he was from St Vincent. So what would happen is he would help in terms of production and in terms of songwriting. So he ain't credited on anything, because back then it was literally you get your P's and it's done in it, as opposed to royalties and all of that. So but I was exposed to all of that growing up. So I used to play the drums, the piano, the guitar, I'd sing, I'd try to rap poetry.
Really?
Yeah,
nice.
100%.
So for you it's always been music, but before it was music, what was you doing?
I was writing poetry.
poetry.
Really?
I was just writing and writing and writing.
Do you do or did you do any spoken word?
I still do spoken word now.
Yeah.
I literally, I keep them very, very... Like, recently I did the Come Up UK audition first round.
Yeah.
And Ghetts is my favourite artist, innit? Like, in of all time, it's Ghetts. Because when I first moved to England, I wanted to speak in a British accent, innit?
Okay.
And it was that Ghetts versus P Money clash that kind of made me learn a British accent quite right. Because I'm very, very...
But like what East London though? Like the East London accent you wanted to learn?
East London, yo. Like, when I first moved there, I moved to Plaistow and Canning Town. So I lived right in the mix of it. Do you know what I mean? So I was fresh, needing to learn a British accent, and then grime got me through it. And when I started doing it, I thought, I can't really do grime. That is just not me. Like,
can you try though?
Yeah, I can. I've got grime bars. I've got bars in every genre. It's not a problem.
I mean, you gotta be careful saying them things on our show, you know, because we'll put you to the limit.
I'm not scared.
We'll put you to the task.
Okay, but I just thought that's not my lane, innit? I'm gonna stay away from it. But if I was to ever go to like a grime rave or something, and you say to me like, "Here's the mic," I will not be like, "No thanks." I will take that mic.
So
I want to dig more deep into your poetry.
Yeah,
so what inspired you the most? Would I say would be your environment that you was in?
Like,
what would you write about? Like, what was your first ever one? Can you remember?
I was an only child. Like no dad. Like the majority of a lot of St Lucian guys. Sorry for the St Lucian.
Sorry. Beautiful island. Beautiful island. No, but
honestly,
I've heard,
if you want to go, honestly, shout me and I'll sort you out. You think I'm joking? Shout me, I'll sort you out. Even if whenever, just give me a shout.
JLUCIA here. Be in the St Lucia plug. Be in the St Lucia plug. You know, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm looking to guess.
No, because I'm
sliding in your DMs.
Do you think I'm joking? Like,
no, because I can imagine like if you're writing, like because I love to write, and it's like I'm not saying London is lovely, but if you're growing up there and you're writing, you're just beyond inspired by everything. So I can imagine.
I think it's very like slow paced out there. London's very fast paced. Everyone's in a rush. There, everyone's probably chilled and relaxed and enjoying.
But taking it back to the poetry, it would be good to know like what is your inspiration to kind of get you writing, because you obviously are definitely a full 360 creative.
Yes.
So
yes.
Thank you very much.
So what does inspire you to write poetry?
Just everything I see and experience. So I'm quite deep in it. So when I look at something, I don't just take it for face value in it. I like to look deeper. So, but at the same time, I'm very like outgoing and very like easy on the eye in a sense of like I'm just not childish, but I'm just bare like
fun.
Yeah, fun. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I needed to have like a very, very, very big distinction between the fun wavy side, which is like the Ribena and the dancehall stuff, and like the deep emotional heartbreak,
open
completely open. Like obviously growing up without a dad, I've been through loads of mad stuff in my life that I'd write about, but being an only child as well, obviously my mum lived over here, my dad lived in Guyana, I lived with my nan and granddad who were very deeply involved with what they did, whether it be business or my granddad with his politics and insurance and stuff like that. So it was literally just me on my own with a beach downstairs, my own house, upstairs to it.
That sounds like paradise.
I would just literally have
honest.
books. Even now in my house, I've brought them from St Lucia with me. I got books of just literally writing. I'd write about literally anything. What I'd do as well, I'd write about my classmates, and I'd write about my teachers, and I'd get in trouble because I'd write it so intricately and so detailed that the teachers would get vexed when they see that. But I'm not lying, I'm trying to say. I'm just being too honest.
And obviously, it being a Caribbean island, like I'd be interested to know what was it like going to school there.
I was
because the teachers are quite strict. Well, I'm half Jamaican in it, so and I know how the teachers they don't ramp up there. Like they won't feel no way to lick you down. So
honestly, I got beats for everything. I got beats for answering back. I got beats for opinions. I got beats for fighting. I got beats for swearing. I got beats for fighting.
So it's proper intense.
Yeah, when I came over here, I changed though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's no way you're swearing at a teacher and getting away with it. Man would have got expelled from school, and if I told my mum, she would have beat me as well. My nan would have beat me. My granddad would have beat me. Would have been aunties would have beat me.
So in terms of like the creativity side of everything that you do, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, and what's coming up for you right now?
So I set myself a goal this year to just set all my foundations, because not in a weird way, but I don't just want to be a British artist. I want to be a global artist. I want to see myself as big as Drake one day, innit? And it might sound big, but if you don't dream big, then
speak into it.
So for example, I'm from an island in St Lucia where we've got an amazing carnival every July, as big as Trinidad, as big as Brazil. We have the maddest music, all the artists. Then we've got April, May, where there's like a jazz festival, and we've had Amy Winehouse, UB40, whoever you can think of. So my plan is to one day be one of the headliners every single year. I want to have my own Coachella back home. I want to shut down the whole of the Caribbean. I want to make sure I've got my name registered in the Caribbean, obviously England as well. but America and literally all over the world, I want to take over on it. Like, I got big plans.
So were you making music when you were back home in St Lucia?
Yeah, I was making music from my boy's room, literally when I was about 11. But them times it was like just little rap kind of vibes. In fact, we were making Afro soca and Afro dancehall back then when it weren't even a genre. But we couldn't even release it on any platforms because we just used to make it and slap it on YouTube. Wow. Do you know what I mean? Like, we used to listen to the Genius, who is was Movado's producer, Dre's Cole, which is Vibes Cartel's producer. When Popcorn was just coming out, Tommy Lee was just coming out. Obviously, that's what I grew up on, innit? Like, dancehall, like the core dance. All the people that are big now, back then, they was underground. And my brethren would actually get them lots email back in primary school when no one knew what email was. You'd get their email and he'll shout them and he'll be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So he must have been chatting to Popcorn and all of them, man, when them man was just coming up, innit? Gaza and Gully and that. So
off air, I asked JLUCIA who produced this track.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you again, who produced this track?
JTA is one of... obviously he produced Mojo back as well. Tune I did before Right Being, but yeah, we've got a few songs.
Okay, and where did that come from? That partnership?
No, we've known each other for years. Like, I remember when he was a youth, man. He plays every single instrument, and now he's doing quite a lot in the industry, man. So check him out. His socials are JT_M1. He's a producer.
I like the plug there. So you mentioned that you auditioned for the Come Up. So for those who haven't heard of the Come Up,
they're wavy.
Tell us what that was like.
You know what it is? They've just been showing me mad love. I remember I posted a freestyle, or I must have posted the promo for my video like last year, and then they shared it just randomly shared it, and I was like, rah, like, I'm from South End, ain't no one sharing my stuff, like. And then they invited me to come down to perform. I went down, invited me again, and they were like, yeah, we're doing this audition. Debo won it last year, which I'd met. Obviously, we performed at the same events. And I went down there, obviously Ghetts is my favourite artist, so I went down there hoping to perform a tune that I'd written specifically for it. But when I saw Ghetts, I was like, nah, I have to do spoken word.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a big crowd here. There's Merkston, Ghetts, Melody Kane, and Posty judging, people that I look up to, people that I know.
Shout out Ghetts, Melody Kane, and Posty.
100. And yeah, I did spoken word, and I don't know if you guys saw the interview, but Ghetts was like, bro, that's nothing short of greatness. In terms of words, that's the best thing I heard all night.
And how did that make you feel?
Like, initially, I just wanted to listen to what their feedback was going to be. I thought they would have been like, yeah, you should do this, do that. But he was like, it was literally flawless. And I was just like,
can we hear it? Can I hear it?
Yeah,
like,
can I hear that right now? Word?
You want to hear it?
Yeah,
I want to hear it. Let me turn this down. Let me turn this down.
Yeah, well, right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay, you know what's crazy though? The first time I've ever been on radio was actually here. I sat right
really?
And I performed that exact same piece here as well. So that's actually quite crazy. But this is called Surface Cleaner. So basically, I was engaged at the age of 19.
What?
Jeez.
You was?
At 19?
At the age of 19, I was engaged.
Okay, I want to hear the spoken word first.
And
then we'll come back to it.
So you lot ready? This is called Surface Cleaner. And this is what I performed at the Come Up. I feel a heat worse than fever. Surface cleaner to wipe out the mixed hate, misplaced keepsakes. I'm living on a prayer, and in this case I'm a born sinner still sinning. But are they still mistakes? Nah, I'm not mixed race, I'm just light skin. Not half caste, but not that holy either. Clearing up my faults like chat history gone. There's some sort of surface cleaner. And I'm eager to better myself. Never have I ever been so desperate to better my health. And having said this, I'm in need of some desperate help to fight. Countless days where I can't even sleep at night. Zoots and apple juice, and maybe I might grab a bite. 1 meal a day I had to sacrifice. I gave you my everything. And I even wrote some songs for you, and you fill me with adrenaline. This is one of them, or one of the many at least. Maybe I was the beauty and you were the beast. Word to a feminist like you were. And although I want a better women, I don't believe in feminism, just better living. And all lives matter in this case, nah. But what happened to melanin? See, you were black like me and we couldn't work when all I did was put you first. So maybe this explains your serious case of stubbornness. And I really pity this. See, your sister wasn't verbally potty trained. She's full of bitterness, calling me all sorts of names, bare wickedness. But this is a letter in order to better my soul. I need to get the hurt out of my heart before I'm grey and old. I mean, which 19-year-old gets someone need to propose? To hear her family ringing the phone saying, little sis, I make this loud and clear. If you two get married, none of us will be there. I mean, that killed me. So I had to break up. Surface cleaner to a girl might mean makeup, but in this case I'm male, so I guess not. And who's gonna be there for me? Just God. See, I bet you told everyone the bad I done. How beautiful. I bet you never told them that you ruined my cousin's funeral. I lost my temper and I had to cry. Or when your sister told me to go fall into a hole and die. So please tell me what I did to deserve this. Countless days of feeling worthless and I still got mad love for you. Some circumstances weren't great. And maybe this couldn't work out because of our age. And if love is really love, and if your love is really love, and I guess it ain't, maybe you can put your pride aside and forgive me for a change. Surface cleaner. Thank you very much.
That is wicked.
That was sensational. That was great.
That is crazy.
So good.
That is absolutely
When did you write
that?
I wrote that literally about a few months after that whole thing ended. So like a couple years ago.
Wow. Wow, I felt like I was in there with you.
Literally. Wow. That is, and Ghetts really loved that. I can imagine why. Literally.
He pulled me to the side afterwards and he was like, bro, like, you're mad.
So what's next for you then when it comes to the come up?
Well, hopefully I get through to the next round. I don't want to say too much because, like, you know, things said in DM should really like stay in DM.
Yeah.
But hopefully if I get round, then I'm in judges' houses, and then from there it's almost like an X Factor thing, innit? And it's better than X Factor. X Factor, Britain's Got Talent has nothing on the come up. The come up is the greatest, and I'll just plug them in it. But yeah, in terms of me though, I'm also working for a group called Collab. 3 South End based rapper, 1 South End based producer called Amethyst. You got Rugged, you got Bobby London, you got DJ Andy A, you got Samantha Holly Photography. We're literally a group, and we've got an album, and hopefully we'll be coming out in the summer. But we're going to be dropping singles very
so
very,
talk
very
about
soon.
this collab then, like, where did this come from? So obviously the name is Collab, and how many people?
Collab.
Oh, Collab.
Yeah, Collab.
Okay.
There's 5 of us in there.
Okay.
But there's 4 main faces. So there's Amethyst on production. He's produced every single beat. We got Bobby London, a rapper. We got Rugged, a rapper as well. And then you've got me on most choruses. All of that kind of came about where, like, basically Rugged and Bobby are DJs.
Okay.
And they DJ in Southend. They DJ for like JD and for Tottenham and whatnot. But they both rap. And then one day, Bobby, my boy, brought me into a meeting, and they were like, yeah, we got this budget, we want to work on this many tunes, are you down? And I was just like, yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
And then we just started working from that day, and we've been working since July last year, and we still ain't stopped, and we haven't even released a tune yet. So the tunes are literally banging, and we're just getting ready to start releasing it.
Oh, I can't wait. So it seems like you've got a lot of things going on at the moment then, really?
100.
Really?
Like, being from Southend, there's not really much happening. So
I wanted to touch on that, because obviously, you know, coming from St Lucia and, you know, being in London and then going to Southend as an artist, that's a lot harder to kind of establish yourself and kind of infiltrate that market. So I would say, how have you felt a lot of pressure because of the fact that, you know, you're not London based, you're actually based in Southend, to kind of get people to hear your music and hear your sound?
It's hard. It's so difficult. Like, I feel like if I lived in London and if I had the same opportunities as London, my tune would probably be on 100k, like, views.
Yeah.
But because I don't have that sort of London plug, or I don't have a booking agent to book me shows in London, I'm literally either doing stuff in Southend or the one-off in London, innit? As opposed to people holding at me. I've got to literally work twice as hard. My mileage on my car, I've had to give my car away and drive my mom's car because I've rinsed the mileage on there. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. And I ain't taking train, sorry to say it, but
why not?
Because to get to the train station,
from Southend, because
I don't even live in Southend. I live like more in the countryside. There's no train station within a 10, 15, 20 minute or even a half an hour walk. I'm not walking 45 minutes to get on a train. I'm not doing it. So
would you consider moving to London?
If a deal came through and it had enough money in there for me to be able to move to London, 100% I'd move to London. But at the same time, being so far away from London is refreshing. Like, I love it, I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna ask you, what is for you the pros and the cons of moving to the UK in general, from coming from St Lucia to now living here in the UK?
I always knew I wanted to do music. So the kind of music I want to make, it would have been a lot harder for me to do that back home.
Okay.
The opportunities I needed, I would not have gotten it over there. But the pros of being over here and being from St Lucia is the fact that when I go home, I got the maddest visuals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I know everyone. I know all the artists. Like, my family. Like, my last name's Compton. I'm literally straight out of Compton.
Hey.
And my uncle was the Prime Minister of St Lucia.
Oh wow.
So like, I'm well connected over there. So when I go home, I'm cool. When
for those who want to go St Lucia, hit up JLUCIA.
Yeah, shout me. I will sort you out.
But talk to us then. So what's next for you?
Next for me, getting this collab project done, getting the tunes out there, and obviously seeing what happens next for the come up, because That's going to be big as well.
I'm feeling a good feeling.
I feel like you got a good vibe, man. Good vibe, man. So, you know, once you get all of that, so once you drop that collab stuff, you guys got to come back. You've got to come back and bring the team, yeah?
I will bring the team down, 100%. 100%. I know they're listening right now from Southend. Big up yourselves, collab.
Big you guys up.
And shout out your socials.
I am JLUCIA on all of the socials. So literally, I am JLUCIA.
That was
Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.